Good morning, mathematicians. Today we will be reviewing Math Objective K.6. You're going to be modeling and solving picture problems or story problems with differences within 10 using concrete objects. Macy is going to be very interested in our story problems today because I'm using some of her dog cookies and we're going to be doing some subtraction. You'll notice that word difference is one of those clue words that tells you we're going to be subtracting, we're going to be taking away, and our result is actually going to be a smaller number. So if you'd like to practice along with me, like last Friday when we were working on our story problems, you'll need either a number path or your part whole plate, or you can use a 10 frame. You'll also need up to 10 objects. I'm going to be using 10 dog cookies today. So let's take a look at some story problems. All right, mathematicians, Macy is very excited about this activity. She's trying to get on top of the desk. So we're going to make this a little bit fast. Remember, when we are working on a story problem or a word problem, we're going to be listening for the quantities in the story and the action that is occurring. So the stories that I'm going to share with you today are going to be all about Macy and eating cookies. So in our first story, we're going to start by using our part whole plate, just to kind of make that connection. And remember that when we subtract, we start with the whole and we take away part of it to find the result. So in the beginning of this story, Macy has 6 cookies, okay? Well, then she was a little piglet and she ate 4 of those cookies. How many cookies does Macy have left? All right, with a story problem, like I said, we're going to be thinking it's a good idea to put a picture in your mind, kind of like a little movie. So I'm going to picture Macy staring at 6 cookies. And then she snarfs down 4 of those cookies. Yeah, she's going to have much less at the end of this story. All right, let's see what it's going to look like. She started with 6 cookies. That's the whole set of cookies that she has. 4, 5, and 6. Now, in our story, she eats 4 of those cookies, so we want to move part to its own section. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our result is how many cookies are left over. So what's the other part that we have left? Just 2. We have 2 cookies left over. If we want to use our number path and do the same story, we're going to place 6 cookies on our number path. Remember, she eats 4 of those cookies. This is where using your number path is going to be a little bit different. It's important to notice where I'm taking these cookies away from. When we were adding, we started here at the beginning of our number path. But when we take away, we're going to take away from the end of our number path. So I'm going to take away 4 of these cookies. You can have one when we're finished. Not right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice that there are 2 left on my number path. 1, 2. Okay? So what's that going to look like in a traditional equation? We're going to use those numbers to write a number sentence. Goodness, my hair is a mess today. All right, let's grab this kitty marker. So in our story, we started with 6 cookies for Macy, and she ate 4 of those cookies and was left with 2. So we can read this traditional number sentence as 6 take away 4 is 2, or 6 minus 4 equals 2. Can you hear her whining in the background? Goodness me, let me give her a cookie. All right, there you go. She's a good girl. All right, let's do another story problem. I'm down to 9 cookies, so that will have to be our biggest number. All right, starting again with our part whole plate, we're going to start with that whole set as we take away part for subtraction. All right, in this story, let's go ahead and start with, let's start with all 9 of those cookies, okay? I don't know if they're gonna all fit on the plate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she's got 9 cookies. Well, we know she's a little pig, and this time she's going to eat 5 of those cookies. All right, so she had 9 in her bowl. She ate 5 of them, and we want to figure out how many cookies does Macy have left over. Our whole set is 9. We're going to take away part. What was that part? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's left over is the other part in the set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 9, take away 5, should leave us 4. Let's see what that's going to look like using our number pad. Use the same biscuits, line them up. We know that we're starting with 1 in our, starting with 9 in the story. And because we're taking away, we're going to take away from the end, okay? And how many are we taking away? She ate 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, today as a part of your activity, you're also going to be having to fill in that equation. So I want to show you one more time how we're going to take the action of this story and put the numbers into a number sentence. So starting with 9 cookies, she ate 5, and we remember she had 4 left. 9 take away 5 is 4, or 9 minus 5 equals 4. All right, let's see what you're going to do on Seesaw. Once you're back in Seesaw, I'd like you to find Math Activity 7.4, Word Problems. Click Add Response. Find your name and icon. On each page, you're going to want to be using the Move tool, so select your hand. Okay, and then up here at the top, because we're subtracting, and we're subtracting in a picture, we can't really take them away. So we're going to be utilizing those X's to cross out the objects that we're taking away in this activity. So let's take a look at the first one that's already done for us. The story says, there were 6 gumballs in the machine. Aria got 3 of them. How many gumballs are left? So you'll notice that for the example, she started with 6. There's 6 in there. If you count underneath of those X's, there are 6 gumballs. Then, because Aria got 3 of them, there are 3 X's to show that those 3 are taken away. See? 1, 2, 3. We want to figure out how many of those are left. So we're going to count the ones that are not crossed out, that have not been taken away. So that would be 1, 2, 3. The orange, the blue, and the green one. So the equation, your starting number, whole set, was 6. Aria got 3 of them. She got them out of the machine, so they're being taken away. And then she was left with 3 in her gumball machine. Okay, let's do the Dad's Donuts one together. So the story reads, Dad had 7 donuts. He ate 2 of them. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 donuts in the box. That number has already been placed in there for you. He ate 2 of them. So how many donuts do we need to take away or cross out? 2. He ate 2. So I'm going to grab 2 X's. 1, 2. Those ones we have to pretend have been eaten and they're not in the box anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and use my T tool to show that we had to take away 2 of those donuts because Dad ate them. So we're going to move our text box down here. resize it as necessary, and type in the number that's missing, okay? So we've got 7 minus 2, and we want to figure out how many are left. Because we're taking away, our number's getting smaller. It's going to be smaller than 7. Let's count how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're left with 5 donuts. Again, you can grab that text box or T-tool, drag it down here to the bottom and resize it, and then type in how many donuts were left over. Okay, you're going to continue in that way for all of the story problems. If you are not reading the story problems and you'd like to hear me read them to you, you can come over here to this little talking mark, okay, or caption. And if you push that and it lights up blue, then it means that there's something for you to listen to. And I'm reading each of the story problems on the page so that you can hear them out loud and put the picture in your mind and think about the quantities and the action that's happening in each story problem. So you have this page with 2 more story problems to complete, and then page 2 has 4 story problems for you to complete. Again, over here, you notice how the caption tool is blue? That's because there's a recording for you to listen to so that you can hear the story problems read aloud. When you're done and you've checked for accuracy and completion, go ahead and click the green check to submit.